become famous.
Yeah, pretty
There
much.
you go.
So go, good trip, good famous.
All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of Grunt to Grow with special guest, athlete, member, friend, Sandra. How's it going, Sandra?
It's going good. I love this coffee. I love this coffee mug too. It's just instant awesome. So,
Local coffee here from Black Mountain.
do you get a discount? Do we get a discount code?
I cannot talk about that. That is confidential information that I cannot disclose to the public.
Okay.
So
our fans are not getting a discount code.
I cannot say that. See, I cannot say that. But we can talk about other stuff, like you, for example,
Okay, let's talk about
which
me.
is the main focus of today.
Okay.
So,
Good.
you've been with Captain in Fitness for how long now?
I'd say a little over a year and a half. October 2021 or something.
Yeah, just right at the beginning of the
I
first
think so.
challenge.
Yeah.
So people that don't know, Sandra was our winner of our last year's challenge. So just a few days ago, I was pulling old pictures from the previous challenge and this challenge and comparing pictures and measurements and stuff like that. So I put both of her pictures side by side of the beginning of when she first started Captain Fitness and where she is right now. And I showed it to her and she was like, whoa.
Yeah. Seriously.
How do you feel about that?
I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. It's like it was nice to like see that because we get so stuck in our own little head of like I'm not making any progress. Why am I doing this? And then I saw my progress and I was like, oh my god, when did that even happen? Like that was insane. Like and it's like I didn't, it's like it was crazy. So it's now I feel like I'm starting to understand the power of like take pictures of yourself, measure yourself, keep track of everything, because you are gonna hit that plateau and you're gonna have moments when you are just like for a month or 2 months straight you're not gonna see anything and you're gonna feel down and you're just gonna feel like why am I even going to the gym every day? But then you look back and you are just like, wow, I did all of this and this is actually paying off.
And it took this long. It took a whole year, a little bit more than a year, but and it's something that we've talked about this in the past where it's better for you to make small changes or for example, lose weight. It is better for you in the long run to lose a little bit at a time. In the long, like for a long time, let's say a year, but you are able to keep it off instead of having this crazy drop of, whatever amount and then having to gain it again so quick.
Yeah, and I think this is actually first time in my life when I actually stick with something for so long.
You're welcome. No, I'm just kidding. No. She did everything. I didn't do anything.
Right. Because I used to be that person that was like January 1st, I'm gonna get on it, like New Year's resolution, and then I'm gonna get fit, and then I always fall into this like diet trends, and then just like stick with like I'm gonna start on Monday, or I'm gonna start June 1st because I'm gonna be ready for the summer. And that stuff usually lasts 3 weeks? Like I think it's like scientifically said that it's like lasts about like 21 to 28 days.
Yeah, it's a very short period of time.
And then you just always fall off. But I was always doing it for the wrong reasons too, because I feel like also with the wrong mindset. Like I always just wanna I wanna lose weight because it's New Year's, or I wanna lose weight because it's the summer, or I wanna lose weight because I wanna fit into this dress. And this time, or like last year, I finally learned that it's like I don't have I can I have 10 weeks, but that doesn't mean that I only have 10 weeks. Like, I can continue this journey after those 10 weeks. And once you change your mindset, you are on a roll. It just snowballs.
So looking at the last year, the first challenge, well, actually it'll be now 2 years ago, 2023. What made you decide to do the challenge and to change your mindset?
So 2021, I lost a really close family member to me, and I went into that like rabbit hole of like emotional stress eating, and I gained a bunch of weight. It was like unhealthy, but it was all about like, oh, we're grieving, so we can eat because, you know, we are sad, so it's okay. And it was always around family, and so there's always like an excuse for that. And then I think I just started getting really unhappy with myself, and I was just like, this is not me. I don't feel good. I don't feel like myself, and I just don't want to feel this way anymore. And then I think I was looking for a place to join a gym, but I tried like all the generic gyms, and I got tired of just like going somewhere and doing my typical workouts and just like not seeing the progress. And then I came across this place, and that was like right about the time when you announced the 10-week challenge.
Right.
And I was like, well, let me try it. Like, what's the worst thing I can lose? I guess a few pounds, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's like, it's funny you say it, you put it like that. Let's just try it and see what happens.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that people are either they second guess themselves of trying a gym or starting to go into the gym or taking classes or whatever it is, personal training, whatever they choose to, they want to do and need to do because they doubt themselves or they're scared. Instead of just going into like, you know what, I need to improve on this and this and this area, and I need help, I need guidance, or I've been doing the same stuff over and over and over every single year, and there haven't been any changes because I'm not sticking to it, because I'm not consistent, because I don't have accountability, you name it, whatever it is.
Right.
So let's change in this case, the environment, the atmosphere, the place, and let's try this and stick with it. And you know, it's funny you said the worst things I could lose is pounds, right? Which it did happen.
Yeah.
I mean, you ended up losing like almost 20 pounds in those 8-10 weeks.
Yeah.
And the but also it's because you were consistent. It's because you showed up. It's because you were very, very committed to be strict with your nutrition, because you made changes in those areas that led to that big number on the scale.
True.
Right? And again, I'm not gonna sit here and like, it's caffeine and fitness. It's your right choice. I'm like, no, I'm not saying that.
No.
Fitness is fitness, right? There is it has to do with the coaching, the classes, how's the coaching or the coaches actually doing their job, if they're doing it well, that it's huge. Accountability is huge.
Right.
And also, I'm really good at bugging people and texting them all the time.
Oh my God.
And I know a lot of trainers out there and coaches be like, oh, you should not do that. You're not supposed to do that. Like, you know, just check on them every once in a while. Sure, maybe. But some people need it more than others.
Right.
Right? And that's some of the feedback that I got from a lot of you guys. Like, thank you for bugging me all the time through text or whatever. I was able to stick to, and I was able to whatever. Yeah,
even though some days I have like, oh my God, another text from Luis, and I was just like, it'd be like text like, how's your nutrition today, or how's it going? Like, when am I gonna see you at the class? And I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this right now. I just had like hard day at work or something. But then in the same time, I was just like, if I didn't have that daily check, I probably wouldn't do so good. You know, that's like what I'm looking at it like now back at like how it was. Because like some days I was just like, again, you know, another text.
Yep,
but then it's like, now it's like, really, that's what got me through it. Like, I was like, okay, fine, Luis, I'll just make my meals just so when you text me, I'm ready to tell you that like, yep, stick with my diet, you know? And
exactly.
But the other thing was like, I think I was able to stick with this place because when I first signed up, I didn't want to do the work. I was lazy. I just wanted to sit on my couch, watch Netflix, and eat Nutella from the jar. And then I got here and it's like, oh, it's only 1 hour class. I think I can do it. Like, I don't have to go to the gym and think about my own workout. And then I was used to just like 2-3 hour workouts and like always followed up with like 30-45 minutes cardio because you need to do cardio after your weights and stuff like that. So that was already in my mind. I was just like, oh, it's an hour workout and I don't have to think about it. Like, sign me up. So that also helped a lot. And then just coming here and just doing the hour workout, which you can squeeze either before work or after work, that helped a lot too. So
So yeah, and the like one of the biggest reasons why I encourage people to, again, whether it's here or somewhere else, to do classes or get a trainer is because that thing that you mentioned, that you don't have to think about it. You show up, you do the work, you're told what to do, follow this, follow that, and then do it again. Yeah, that's, part one of the whole process. Then you have to go home and you have to meal prep, and then you have to, get groceries and blah, blah, blah. So, but you also said, you can squeeze the workout before work or after work, and sometimes you've come in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
And, whenever we had the rowing contest. So it's being intentional about what you need to do because you want something. So the more time you spend at the gym or in the kitchen meal prepping, the more you do it, you're gonna become better at it.
Right.
You might get bored because probably end up being the same stuff over and over, which a lot of us end up doing because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But it's there's ways to do it. There's ways to get that done, and by that is you have to make time. You almost have to like plan that ahead of time and know, because we know our lives. We know how busy we are. We know that we have to work from this time to that time. And if you don't have a set schedule, then whenever you have that 2-3 hour time frame, like, oh, I gotta go get groceries. I gotta go meal prep. And if you can't meal prep, then there's a bunch of companies out there who can send you meals already made.
Right.
Yeah, they're a little expensive, but if you do the math, it ends up being about the same amount of money you spend going to the grocery, using that much gas, time, and also how much money you spend at the grocery store.
Right. Yeah. Well, that was definitely another part of the challenge both years, because I had a different lifestyle a year ago than I have now. I had a different job, different life, everything. Changing and getting into a different routine was a key to that, and also prioritizing, okay, what's really important to me right now? Do I want to spend extra 30-45 minutes in bed in the morning, or do I want to get up and get my meals ready for the day, which at this point takes me 20 minutes. At the beginning it was an hour. At the beginning I was also overthinking it. I was like making like these fancy, salad bowls, and I was just like, oh, my meals are gonna be so pretty, and now I'm just like throwing everything together and I get the same amount of nutrients and I don't have to think about it so hard. But it's setting yourself to succeed the way that you don't have to stress about it, and getting into routine, which once you do it, it really is easy. You just take a little bit of time out of each day to do it, and like I always do like a big grocery store run like once or twice a week, and just having the peace of mind that like I know I have all the ingredients that I like and I need in my fridge is like I don't have to stress about just running to the grocery store on a random Tuesday while my schedule is filled. So just having...
Sounds like my life. Like always going to Angles. Wow, I'm wasting so much time and money.
Right.
Yeah, I also eat a lot. So anyways, continue.
True, the amount of chicken you eat versus what I eat.
Yeah.
But it's just I know there is a saying that like plan to prepare to plan, I think, and it's so true. It's like you gotta plan so you won't fail, and that's I'm a big believer in that.
Yeah.
Because I know if I don't plan properly and if I'm not prepared for my days ahead or even a day ahead, I'm gonna stop by some local restaurant and I'm gonna buy a sandwich for lunch.
Right.
And it's not gonna fit my macros, and then all my macros are off, and I'm not getting all the protein I need, and it's like, and then I'm just like, well, I just feel like I failed, and I don't want to feel that way.
Yeah. So preparing ahead of time is gonna be key, and it doesn't work like that for everybody, because whether you're not disciplined or don't have all the information, whatever, everybody's going to be in a different situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one thing that you mentioned that everybody needs to do is like talk to themselves about what is it that I need to do to get whatever it is. In this case, I need to get to the gym. I need to meal prep. I need to make sure that I have all these things ready so I can have food, so I can have my snacks, so I don't have to go out and buy more food and waste more time and money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that a lot of people don't do. They don't prepare ahead of time or write things down and have some sort of checklist, which is something that I have to do to myself, for me, every single day, for every single task that I have to do, because if not, I'll forget. Even if I don't get it done, but I know it's there, and once I get it done, I cross it, right? I accomplished it. So doing that self-talk every day, like this is what I need, and this is what I'm going to do, but being very conservative about it, and like, okay, what is it I need to do today to accomplish this?
Right.
All right. So, and that goal, again, whether we have big goals or small goals, break that down into even a smaller one, so it's not so overwhelming. We already have overwhelming lives as it is.
Right.
So, like, okay, let's break it down. This week, I'm only gonna focus on hitting my protein, or I'm gonna get to the gym 3 times a week. Or whatever it is, and then you build that from there. And you build up that consistency, so it becomes part of your lifestyle. So then next thing you know, you don't have to think about it.
Right.
And it just becomes second nature. It's there. And then when you don't do it, you are more likely to make time for it because it's something that you need. It's part of you.
Right.
Right?
It's almost like if you don't get it in your life, it's like you feel off your routine, because it's like, oh, I didn't go to the gym twice, 2 days in a row, and it's like I feel mentally off, I feel physically off. I'm just like, I'm not feeling in aligned with myself. Like, I gotta get to the gym.
Right.
Like, that's what it gets to that. But that's the same thing. It's like when you are stuck on a couch, like you are like living that couch life.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's why it's so hard to just pick up and go and start, because you are in that momentum. And then that's why I feel like that's why it's so hard to make these changes. But once you are in that routine of like gym, diet, or like healthy eating or a routine, it's like it's like you will gain that momentum, and then it's like there's no power that will get you out of it.
Yeah, and even if you kind of fall back into the couch life, it's.
I feel like we all do.
Oh yeah, I mean, and there's.
Love couch life.
There's nothing wrong with the couch, guys. Okay.
I love
just like there's nothing wrong with Nutella. We all love Nutella.
Also
Okay.
love it.
I had some last night. Delicious. Okay. But I mean, same thing with like not the best food that you want. Let's call it a cheat meal, whatever.
Right.
Like you're so consistent. You know, you've been doing it. You know, day in, day out, the gym, meal prep, and everything, this and that, and like. Then you're like, oh, I want pizza. I want Nutella.
I
whatever it
always
is.
want pizza.
Right?
Yeah.
So then you do it, but it's just like, okay, I had a craving. Done. Okay, continue.
Yeah, but
What's next?
what if you have craving every single day?
Well, then that's another issue.
Right.
Because that probably means.
Because I can eat pizza and Nutella every single day.
But you don't.
But I don't.
Because that's not what you need, so you can reach your goals, right?
Right.
So there you go. That's what I ask myself all the time. Like, is this what I need?
Like nobody really looks at like chicken breast and it's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I want to eat for dinner every single night.
What if I do?
No, you don't. Nobody does.
No, this is what I tell my girlfriend. I just want protein on the plate. That's it. I don't. That's really it. I'm not really picky. Now, will I eat pizza or burger or whatever? Yes, but I know how some things make me feel, and for me, it's not worth it. Just stomach issues and this and that. Yeah. So it's like, why would I put myself through that?
Right.
Now, I think that a lot of it is also, the more you do it, you develop discipline. To like, okay, this is what I need. I've been working so hard. Why do I change it? That's not what I need right now. If you take it to the extreme and you just go like, you are just, your macros are perfect. There is no cheat meal ever, and you training and this and that. And if you're able to sustain it for a long, long time, great.
Yeah,
but
do you have a life though? If you
you choose that life.
Okay.
You choose that life, but you could get to a place where you get burned out, and then you've been doing it for so long, and then you eat pizza, and then you turn into pizza because then you eat pizza non-stop after that.
Because I've definitely done it at a certain point in my life when I was just like macros obsessed and like tried to get like every single gram to a T, and then it just like I hit the point when I just could not look at rice, broccoli or chicken anymore, and I wanted to eat every single item that was not on my list of nutrition. And it was horrible because then I just felt like I could just like eat everything. Like I could just eat pizza and I don't know what else, Nutella and things like that. So it's like I feel like you just still gotta see your goals and you gotta stick with your routine, but you also gotta have a life in it.
Oh no, you do.
Yeah,
you do.
It's like if you want to go out with friends on the weekend and have that pizza, like do it. Do everything throughout the day that you will hit your protein. Like how I look at it, it's like, let's say on a Saturday, I do my class in the morning. I try to hit all my protein throughout the day, and I know I'm going out that night. That I know that like, okay, I've reached my protein, or I'm like a little off of it, but like I'm going out with my friends. I'm gonna have that pizza, and I'm not gonna stress about it. But then it's like Monday comes or Sunday comes, I'm not just gonna, be like, oh, I had pizza on Saturday, I can have another pizza on today, because it's like, it's still the weekend, No, it's like what are your priorities? And like not having just like be so obsessed with one thing and another, because it's a slippery slope with that. It's like you can get really obsessed with it, and then it gets to the point when it gets a little unhealthy, and there is a lot of that like unhealthiness in fitness that I feel like nobody talks about, because everyone is just like, I want to be ripped and I want to be lean, but they don't know what price it comes with. Yeah,
and like that's why I mentioned that earlier. Like you choose whatever life that you choose, whether it's like not fit, fitness, whatever. And then in fitness, there's so many options, right?
Yeah.
Whatever route you end up choosing, from just like, I just want to have a healthy lifestyle, I need to move, I need to lose some weight. If you take it to the extreme where you're like, nothing against bodybuilding, but if you take it to that where it's like you want to look a certain way, so you have to become obsessive with everything, and that becomes your life.
Yeah.
If that's gonna be your goal and you want to be a professional in that, then, well, actually, it'll be in everything, really. Whatever, even if it's a sport, whatever, you do have to become obsessed, and it has to become your life. But it could become unhealthy. It could become something bad for your life, bad for your health.
True.
Right? There has to be balance. But, at the end of the day, you choose, you're going to be the you're
driver.
Gonna decide.
Yeah.
You're gonna decide what you want to do.
Right.
And not to say that what we do, it's the option. It's what everybody needs. Everybody needs fitness. Right? Everybody needs to move. And even if somebody comes here and they take a class and they're like, "Well, it's not for me." All right. I was like, "Okay. Well, just tell me why. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like, and why you think it's not for you." And like, okay, just I hope you can find a place that is for you, that fits you. Because for me as a coach and as a trainer, I want people to move. That's my goal, to encourage them and motivate them, whether it's here or somewhere else, or even on their own, right? And teach people basics, like how to eat, what's food. It's okay to have pizza, guys. It's okay. Like, I remember the talk that we had with some people that you can eat everything.
Yeah.
Remember, like, you can eat everything, but then we go back to like asking yourself, is this what I need right now? And I got that from another one of my clients. And it makes, and like, if you do that over and over and over, and you make that habit of asking yourself, like, okay, this is what I need right now. I'm training for this, I'm training for that. I still have this much to lose. Or I've been really off my nutrition, even my working out. Is this what I need right now? This was gonna give me the energy and the fuel to perform or to live, let's say. And it's something that I want people to do more and more on their own. Let me teach you. But then I want you to do it.
Yeah.
Don't just say you're going to. Do it. Right?
Yeah, because I feel like guys, people are still stuck in that mindset of like, oh, I'm going to the gym, then I can eat whatever I want. And it's not one or another. It's like if you go to the gym, and that was a big thing for me, because I used to be that person who was just like, I'm just gonna like crush this 3-hour workout, and then I'm gonna go and like eat whatever I want. And then it was never like, I'll see some results, but I was never happy with it.
Right.
It was when I finally got on the point when it's like my nutrition was on point, and then my consistency was on point too, that I was just like, wow, now I'm actually seeing results. But that mindset of like, I had like a big dinner last night, so I gotta go and like spend 2 hours on the treadmill, that's not gonna fix all your problems.
No.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what people really need to learn about. That, like, I feel like we just, like, as human beings, we just overthink it so much that like oh, if I'm gonna like get fit, I have to like know exactly what I eat and what my macros are. It's like, no, you just gotta make little changes. Start like baby steps, and then take it from there.
Right.
Because I feel like that's the reason why I always failed in the past, was because I was just like jump right into the pool of like, I want to count my macros, I want to do these like 3-hour workouts, and then it's like after a month or two you're gonna be so lost. You you just don't know what you are doing. You are overwhelmed, you are tired, you are burned out. Once you get to like, okay, I'm just gonna focus on showing up at the gym 3 times a week, and I'm just gonna focus on making sure that I have a protein with each meal. That's what we all should start with, and then we won't get so overwhelmed.
Yeah, no, yeah, and it's and that right there. It's a great like phase 1 of
101 of fitness.
yeah, pretty much. Because like we overthink it, and we are really good at overcomplicating things.
Yeah,
we are the best at it. And fitness and nutrition, there is something simple to do, but it could get complex because there's so much information out there, and you get bombarded by it through social media, and then you have, you know, your favorite influencers out there.
I love influencers.
Right? Yeah. Sandra's gonna become one right after this.
Yes.
Right.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. And you have, again, all this information, and especially somebody who has never worked out, who has never been taught, like, hey, you should have greens maybe once a day. Or
why?
Because it moves things around inside. You know, it's good. You need greens, guys, like spinach. Yeah. Juicing. No, I'm just kidding. No.
I love juices.
Good.
Juices.
Here's the thing with nutrition, there's so many either types of diets and like whichever route you want to go.
Right.
Okay. One thing that I tell people, ask yourself, is this what's gonna get me like the fuel, the nutrients, so I can perform and get the results that I want? Now, most people are gonna say, I don't know, because I'm doing it because my friend Jolene is doing it, so she got a six pack in 3 weeks. Probably not. So I'm doing it too, right?
That's what I was told, that if I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna have a 6-pack after 3 weeks. No, it's not happening.
I did not say that. That was my other coach. Yeah. But it again, you're misinformed, so you go into this, you know, journey with very little information and really high hopes.
Right.
Because you've been told, like, if you do this, or if you take this, or if you just do this many reps a day, you're gonna get this, and it's not true. Okay, it's not.
Well, that's because we are constantly bombarded with the information of like, drink this magic tea, and all of a sudden you're gonna lose 10 pounds in a week. You know, and then it's like all you do, you just drink the magic tea, and then you still eat like shit, and it's like, well, I just spent $100 on this magic tea, and I still look the same, you know. And it's like we need to stop falling for all these marketing schemes and just really go to the basics, because it's really basic, it's simple.
It is, yeah. So
like you said, our brains are so complex, and we just tend to like overthink everything and overcomplicate that. Then it's like we think that we need this like special powder or special tea or the special belt that's gonna give us abs without putting in the work into it. And it's like all these fun things, but it's like, no, just show up, just do the work, show up.
Yeah, I think another thing that people are not doing is like looking at their own lives and see what they're doing, what they've been doing, and what they haven't done in a long time. Because a lot of people that come here, they either were super active in the past, and they kind of, you know, fell off, and whatever happened, and now they're like, okay, I need to get back into it, or they are into it and they're making progress. Excuse me. And they you know, they keep doing the same stuff over and over and over without seeing changes, or looking at other people and like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna do that cleanse, and I'm gonna do this, and they're just kind of all over the place, instead of like, wait, why are you doing all this stuff or trying all these things, not knowing if it's gonna work for you, And instead of making this too complicated, how about we just eat 3 meals a day?
And greens. Don't
Right,
forget
and
the
greens. Yeah. You know, and just focus on your protein. Make sure you have food with you. Have your snacks, fruit, protein bars with you. And just, you know, be active.
Right.
Like, it's pretty simple.
It's very simple.
And
But
again,
it sounds like the most difficult thing to do some days.
that's why, like
Yeah.
you mentioned earlier, you break it into small things,
Yeah.
and you keep adding to that pile,
Yeah.
a little by it. A week at a time, or even a month. Everybody's gonna be different on like when to add another task, or because you don't wanna. It's not like you wanna like master it and then go into the next one. You just want to slowly add to it so it's not overwhelming, so it becomes second nature. It's part of your lifestyle. And then next thing you know, after a few months, like you've seen, it's like, oh look, I'm down 10 pounds. Oh look, I don't have to think about going to the store.
Right.
Look, people are telling me like, oh hey, you look great. Did you know?
Yeah. Well, it was definitely easy for me at the beginning because I had so much more weight to lose. So that weight just like went down quick. And now this year's challenge was just like the progress was so slow that like after when we did the measurements after 5 weeks, it was like I think you only moved by like 2 pounds or 2.5, and I was just like, wow. Last year was like 10 pounds after 5 weeks. So it's like getting to that point when it's like, okay, now I gotta think that my progress is not gonna be as fast.
Right.
Some weeks I'm not gonna see any progress, and that's kind of what, you know, we sometimes have to just remember that we won't always see the progress, but we gotta stick with that routine.
Yeah. So yeah, physically you might not.
Yeah.
But you keep showing up. But you keep
Yeah.
doing the things that you need to do outside, you know, with your nutrition, with maybe that's not drinking so much or not staying up too much or whatever it is that you need to do, you know, the good habits that you need to keep.
Right.
But you're still making progress. And that's another thing that people need to learn and realize, that the whole equation of you getting into that shape that you want to get to, whatever the goal is, like it has different parts.
Right.
That is, yeah, you have to show up and move. You do have to get your protein. You have to sleep. You have to drink lots of water.
Sleep, yeah.
You have, like, there's all these other things that happen in a regular life that go into account. Everybody's body is different. Your metabolism is not going to be as fast as the other person. Even if you have the same body type and look exactly the same, you're a different person, right? So you have to look at this process and just look at yourself, and that's it, because it's yours. And whatever you gain, whatever you end up accomplishing, it's for you. It's not for nobody else. People are gonna see it and hopefully see it as a motivation to get moving. Maybe they'll get inspired by it and they're like, oh, Sandra did this. She was, you know, she won. She was part of the, you know, the winning group 2 years in a row. Why? Because she put in the time. Because she was consistent. Because she made the decision to, I'm gonna take care of myself and I'm gonna do the things I need to do so I can get there. So there's so many things that we have to take in consideration that people need to learn about it and know that if you stick with it for the long run, you're gonna get there.
Yeah. But we never want to stick with something long term, because it's like we are all about that like instant gratification. We want results like right here, right now. I want to drink this magic tea and I want my abs to pop up like the next minute.
So if somebody comes to you right now and they ask you, so how is it that you were able to stick with it for a year, lose 30 pounds, still come to the gym, still meal prep, what would you tell them?
how was I able to stick
Yeah.
with it?
Yeah. What made you stick with it for this long, and how's it that you know I'm gonna keep this weight off? I'm gonna continue making improvements and getting stronger and keep losing inches.
Well, I think number one is that I didn't want to go back to the place where I was before. I didn't want to be that same person that I was before. I know what got me to that first place when I first show up at this gym, and I knew once that challenge was done and I saw the results after the first 10 weeks, I told myself I never want to go back to that first spot, to that starting point. So that was, I think, my motivation number one, that I just, now I'm here, now I've got this momentum, so I'm gonna keep going. Because it's already easier from here, right? And then second of all, I think 2022 has been a big year for me when it comes to personal life and stuff, and I went through a lot of changes in general, and coming here some days was not even about the transformation as or losing weight. Some days coming here was about my mental health, and some days was just about I need this gym more than for my mental health rather than my physical health. So it's we often talk about motivation, but you're gonna lose that motivation. You're gonna lose your 10 pounds or whatever you decide to do, and then what else? Where is that gonna take you, right? But you gotta have to still remember why you started at first place, and that was it for me. Some days I was in such a bad place mentally that I would wake up and I didn't want to leave my bed, but then I was just fine, I'll just go this class at 10 a.m. and then when I'm done I can just go back to bed, right? And then I just come here, show up, did the class, which some of them were some of the hardest classes, and then after that I was just okay, now I'm good. And then another thing, it's I am very competition driven. So whenever there is a competition involved, which is the challenge, the rowing, the anything, I am going for the win. So that always motivates me a lot.
Yeah. I think the key word will be the discipline, because you can be motivated, but if you don't have the discipline to do it, nothing's gonna happen, right?
Right.
So just like you mentioned, showing up, even though you want to stay in bed next to the big jar of Nutella, but you decided to show up, and the effect after was what did it? I'm already up and moving.
Yeah.
All right, what's next? What do I need to do next? Not saying that it's always going to be like that, but you told yourself you're going to do something. You showed up, you did it, and once again, that was for you. Because at the end of the day, this is for you. You come to the gym not for anybody else. It's for you, and we have to continue teaching people to do that.
Yeah.
And be this is, yes, you're bringing a friend, and you want to support that friend too, or whatever, but at the end of the day, this is for you. The results that you get are gonna benefit you in the long run.
For sure.
And I think we always gonna have those life events.
True.
Always stress is always gonna be there.
Those are the hardest to stick with your routine too, and that is exactly the time in your life when you should stick with your routine even more. When life happens, when life just hits you so hard, it's that's when you should prioritize your sleep, your water intake, your nutrition, your gym, because that's what will get you through. I am a perfect example for it, and if I didn't have a gym through the life changes I went through last year, it's like I don't think I would be able to like get through it as strongly as I did.
Yeah.
Because I decided to show up every day and decided to stick with that routine, even though some days were just like, gym was like probably the last place I wanted to be at, but I was just like, this is my routine and this is what I'm gonna do, and that's where I'm gonna go right now.
Yeah, having a place that you can turn in when life is just crap, and knowing that, okay, this is something good that I need, and even though I don't want to be here, but something good is coming out of it.
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by people who are who are reaching for something, who are also pushing me and motivating me, and a lot of people that come here, most people that come here are in that journey or whatever, where like they want to get better,
Right.
and they're we don't know what they're dealing with, but my goal as a coach is to give them the best class that I can. That way they can at least forget about whatever's going on in that hour and just do something, move, and get something more than just working out of it, and make them know that this is more than just fitness.
Right. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I've definitely had classes when I was just like, come here and I was working out with like tears in my eyes, and now I look back at those classes, and like when I have days when I'm just like, oh my god, I really don't want to go to the gym, I'm tired, I'm like, I just had like awful day at work, or I just need a day of rest, because we always coming up with excuses, right? Anything can be an excuse, right?
Oh yeah.
I always look back and I'm always just like, if I could do it back then, and I had classes when I just had like tears in my eyes, I can do it now, because I'm in a much better place right now, and I can show up. And like, just because it's raining outside, or just because I only got 6 hours of sleep, it should not be an excuse for me not to do it. And it's great. It's like, that's what gets you through, and that's what's really just like when I get here on those days when I feel like doing it the least, is like, I'm just like, now I'm gonna put like 120% into this workout, because I didn't want to be here, I didn't want to work out, but now I'm here, and now I'm gonna put like the best out of myself to do this workout.
Yeah, you gotta continue talking to yourself.
Yeah.
And continue. What's the word? I hate when that happens. Like Spanglish and English go like this, and then I can't think
I
of
got
the word.
Polish going on for me, so I feel you.
and you have to like, you have to continue affirming that the goal, or like I have to show up. It doesn't matter what's going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna do it. And you never know it. You might have a great workout that day.
Yeah.
Maybe because you're pissed and you have more energy. I don't know.
Those are some
Right?
of the best workouts, when you're pissed, and like when you just like, your coworker piss you off, or your whatever, and you're just like, I'm just gonna like hit my PR in like deadlifts or something.
Yeah. But you gotta show up. You gotta do it. You don't talk yourself out of it. Okay? Make the commitment and continue that commitment every day.
Yeah.
Of doing it, and know that every day that you put in that work, it's gonna pay off in the long run. It's gonna pay off because, just like you mentioned, you're gonna remember months from today or months from that day, and like, well, today is not that bad. Why am I talking myself out of it?
Right.
I went through worse and I still showed up.
Mm-hmm.
I reached my goal. I did this, I did that. So then why am I slowing down right now?
Mm-hmm.
And let's stop blaming the rain, guys. Okay? A little bit of water it's not, oh, I suffer from this condition. No. I mean, it might be
We
true,
all
I don't
suffer
know.
from some condition.
But I keep hearing this from some people, some clients. It's like, oh, it's raining, and like.
I know, but like raining is just like the best days to just like stay in and cozy up, and that's when the couch comes in handy. Nobody wants to be here and like put in the work when it's like rainy out, and like all you want is like soup, Netflix, and couch. You know.
I get it. I mean, I get it. You know, the.
I'm a queen of excuses, so I can come up with anything.
It is funny to hear like those kind of excuses though.
Yeah.
Like, it's raining. It's a little gloomy out there. I don't see no rays of sunshine, so I'm gonna be in the couch today. Hey, take a day off. That's fine. Take a full day off. But guess what? You gotta get up the next day. Okay? The work is not done.
Right.
Okay? If you need a day to recharge and like, that's fine, do it. But you also have to remind yourself, like, I'm only taking today, and I'm gonna, whether get more sleep or whatever. Yeah, maybe have an extra spoon of Nutella, but not like 5, 6, 7. Okay, or the whole jar. Okay, let's not go nuts. I might have a beer, or like, okay, just maybe 1, maybe 2, and that's it. Control it. But you have to tell yourself, okay, comes tomorrow. I'm continuing my process for the next whatever months. And not can't use the weekend as an excuse to just fall off and like, oh, when Monday comes out, no, because 9 times out of 10 it won't happen because you are hungover or you ate the entire world and then you feel like crap and then you don't show up to the gym, and even if you show up, you're just complaining because you made terrible choices the weekend because you didn't have self-control. And then guess what? I'm gonna yell at you because you didn't do what you were supposed to. Right. We're all adults. We know what we need to do. Okay? We do.
Yeah.
And no, I don't want to sit here and pretend that I'm perfect because I'm not.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not. No. That's.
Why did I think you are?
No. That's. I'm not.
That's just like the impression it gives.
Yeah. I'm really good at pretending that I'm perfect. Yeah. Especially with the accent. Yeah, Spanglish. It's it's all about balance, and figuring out within the process what do I need to get to reach my goals. Right. But at the same time, you want to enjoy it.
What do you do when you reach your goal?
Always have another one ready.
Okay.
Because I always say.
What if you don't know what the next one is?
You keep trying. You keep either I do my research on, like, let's say in this case fitness. Mm-hmm. All right. And for example, I had a powerlifting goal, but I couldn't get there because too many injuries and issues with my body. So I was like, all right, what's next? Mm-hmm. So I just kept doing some research, kept like looking at all the athletes and other disciplines, and all right, kettlebell sports, kettlebell juggling. So that's my thing now.
Okay.
But I still wanna learn other disciplines and perfect coaching, perfect teaching, and other movements too, because there's just so much to learn out there.
Right.
And also, like the nutrition part, continue learning so I can teach it better, because there's so many questions that come up that I'm like, ooh, I don't know, let me go and ask somebody else that actually knows.
Right.
Because I don't know all the information, even though I look like I know all the information, Sandra. I don't.
Damn. That's what I was coming here for all
But, and that's another talk that I have with another one of my friends, because he's also another coach, and he asked me, like, do you think coaches, trainers should have goals, should be reaching for something? And the answer is yes.
Yeah.
just because we are promoting that to our clients. So it'd be kind of ignorant for me to sit here and be like, eat your greens, and I'm over here eating grilled cheese all the time.
Oh, that's delicious.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's kind of like what happened to me once the 10-week challenge was over. I just kind of found myself in a place when I was just like, okay, what's next? Because I was just because like I said, I'm very competition driven. So when there is like a slight chance of competing, even if it's just competing with myself, I'm just like, let's go, right? But especially if it's like in a setting like this, it's like it's like something switch in my mind. It's like competition, challenge, like let's friggin' go. Like I love it, and I will wake up at 5 a.m. or like come in the middle of the day. Like I put everything on the side just because there is that competition going. Now that's kind of like done and over with. I'm just like, okay, what's next? How do I go about my next thing? And I had to like kind of sit with myself and just be like, okay, like I need to set myself new goals, and I have to like not think about that it's New Year, and not think about like, you know, overthink my goals either. Like still stick with the baby steps and like what can I do to, you know, not get into that obsession over something. But it's hard. It's really hard for someone who is competitive and not having that, you know, competition on the horizon, or not having like the next goal set, or like I've kind of found myself in a position when I'm just like, I don't know what the next goal, I don't know what I'm going for now. It's not like I've reached everything I wanted, but it was just really hard for me to like find what's the next thing that there is for me.
So what you're saying is that I should have a challenge every 3 months.
I think so.
All right.
I mean, I think it's really great that now we are doing, like we did the rowing, and now we are doing the miles, because January 1st came and I've been out every day, just like running, walking, whatever. Like that's what I'm sticking with, which is also like part of competition. So I'm just like, okay, I didn't make it to the gym today, but I can still go out and like go for a little run in the evening. Mm-hmm. So I've been sticking with that, which is great. And that's kind of like, I'm gonna do this until I find my next goal. And the protein goal is great for me too, because that gets my brain going a little. And then, but I just feel like when it comes to like physique and like goals with like my fitness goals, I'm just kind of like, okay, what am I aiming for now? You know, since the challenge is over and I'm not going against anybody else, now I have to actually go against myself, or, you know, compete with myself.
Yeah. So one thing that you mentioned that is key is like you keep going, so you keep showing up. I'm just gonna keep going until I find my next challenge. So, and you know, as coaches, our job is to get creative, not just with the workouts, but have this little challenges, because it gives people that extra push.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it allows just something different, and then you have people that are runners. Yeah. They are like, oh yes, let's do this. But then you never know who's gonna really do this, and who's gonna like start doing something extra on their own. And that's what, like, my main goal is for that is for that to happen, for people to do more things on their own and go out of their way to, for example, the rowing. How many of you went to different gyms and rowed?
Oh, I know, right?
Right? And then I kept getting pictures of like 5,000 meters, 10,000 meters.
I mean, going on vacation and finding like a gym that has a rower.
Exactly.
Like,
and for me, that was like, that made me extremely happy, super proud of you guys, because I'm like, okay, good. They're doing what I want them to do on their own. Same thing with the running. Like, at any time of the day, you can go out, even on the rain, and get some miles. You know, you're doing something extra. You put your you know, getting off the couch, off the desk, in getting moving, And yeah, you might get to a place where like, well, I got done with that challenge or that competition. What's next? So instead of overthinking it, just keep going. Just keep showing up. Keep moving. And in that process, you will find something, because you might run into somebody in social media that's doing something, then you're like, oh, let's try that. Which is kind of what happened to me. Or like somebody here or a friend or whatever it is. Or somebody will tell you like, hey, you know what? You should try this. And then you're like, all right, let's give it a shot. You don't like it? Okay. What's next?
Right.
And that's the beauty of fitness. There's so many things to try. So many competitions out there. What there is a 10K Spartan race that we're going to do next, August?
August, yes. Yeah, that was a big one for me too, because once the Spartan race idea came to me, I was up 5 a.m. every morning, because I was just like, I knew that I was like, I had to run, right? I was pretty confident with like the obstacles, because I was like, I think I can handle it. But the running, I was like, I'm gonna fail so hard with the running part that then I will just not be as strong when it comes to the obstacles, because the running part is just gonna completely wear me out. And I only had like, I think 2 weeks to really get ready for that race, or even if you can even call it get ready. So I was up 5 a.m. every morning, and I was doing like 5 miles, and that was a goal. I was like, I can't, like, whatever I can put out, even if I only have 2 weeks, but I can either sleep longer, and then when it comes to the race, I'm gonna regret that I didn't do my best to prepare myself for it, or I can just like suck it up for 2 weeks and wake up early and go for that run, and then see what the results are gonna be, you know. And I did it, and that was like one of the things that like I had a goal, and I was doing it, and it was November too. It was gross outside. Like I did not want to get up some of the days, and I was just like running in the dark and before work. And when I finished that race, I knew in my mind that I did everything I could to prepare myself for it, even though I only had 2 weeks, right? But
so were you satisfied with the results?
No.
Well, good. No, that's good though. That's good, because
I was satisfied with one thing. One thing I was not I didn't like the fact that I had to wait for other people, which is not really something I can control. I feel like if I didn't have to wait for other people to finish their part, I would be in much higher place.
Right.
So when I saw myself in like the score card, I was just like, well, why I'm on this place? It's like, if I didn't have to wait for this group of people, I'll probably like 20 places higher.
Right.
So that kind of got on my head a little, but I know I didn't do anything. Like, I know I gave my 100% at that race. So that was kind of messing with me, and that's why I want to do another one, because I know I can be in that like first 100.
So even though we're doing this as a team, that means you're just gonna take off? That's a yes, by the way. That's a yes, guys. She's gonna leave us. Yeah. I would probably do the same thing. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work hard on that team.
The team
effort.
We'll work on the team. We'll work on the Captain Fitness team.
I may have to do another Spartan race as an individual, maybe in a different state somewhere, prior to the one that we do with the group. And then when it comes to the one that we do with the group, I'm just gonna be like, we're just doing it with this as a group. It's more for fun.
Right, yeah.
But I can't go into competition under a race and not think about it as not winning. Like every time I'm going into a race or competition, I'm going for the win. Like, I'm not one of those people that just like, oh, we're just doing it for funs and giggles. It's like, not me.
Okay.
I'm doing it to win.
Okay, so what on the next Spartan race are you gonna do as an individual? What's gonna be like? Do you wanna like top 100, top 50, like, what is it that you want?
I want to be in top 50.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to make that the goal.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be your long-term goal.
Yeah.
And now I have an idea. Now, because I know I run into this a lot with people too, where I ask, what is it that you're going to do? What's going to be the goal for the next whatever? And a lot of times there's just nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people haven't thought that through, they haven't got that far on like, dude, I'm just trying to survive. I'm trying to feed my kids. I'm trying to like, whatever it is, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write everybody's name and I'm going to make a chart of new goals that I'm going to give people.
Mm-hmm.
So people are not going to have to think about it.
Okay.
And that's going to be...
It's hard though, not to think about it.
I know, but you don't have to think about it. Just like showing up to class,
Okay.
you're gonna show up and you're already gonna have a goal.
Okay. That makes sense.
And that's me helping you guys not worry about the goals anymore, because I know you guys are pretty good by now.
Yeah.
And I know what you guys want and what you were aiming at, and even if you didn't do it, all right, we're gonna continue working towards it.
Right. Yeah, that's different though, because like when I show up to class, it's like I don't want to think about the work. I don't want to think about the workout. Like I don't want to think about like what's my next exercise gonna be. With the goal, it's like I wanna know my goal. Like,
you will know
because I wanna train towards it.
You will know the goal though. You know the goal. It might not be what you were thinking, or maybe what you thought about doing, but that's gonna be my challenge to you.
Oh, okay.
So that's just another challenge.
Yeah.
It might be, I don't know, straight pull-ups with no band. I don't know, something like that. Something that I know the person's gonna be able to do in a set amount of time. But that's me giving the challenge to you guys. And in the process, if you guys come up with something that you wanna accomplish, let's do it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Yes.
All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Thank you, Sandra, for being here today.
Thank you.
You can now take the mug with you.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite mugs.
It's one of my
But there you have it,
favorites.
guys. Discipline. Today's the key of today is going to be discipline. All right, stick with it, and the more you do it, not saying it's going to get easier, but you will have more information. You'll have more tools to continue that journey. Whether it's showing up to the gym, meal prepping, whatever it is. All right, and also find a place that will keep you accountable. Whether it's the community of people, the coaching, or both. It's super important to have people that are gonna support you.
Correct.
Thank you, Sandra.
Thank you.
See you guys soon.
See ya. That was awesome. That was so fast too. I just looked at the clock and I was like.